Hello, and this is a follow-up to my Fender Twin Reverb video. I'm going to look for a Fender Twin Reverb to buy. Let's see what I can buy. I've got £1,000 in my pocket. I'm going to see what bargains there might be. Now bear in mind that £1,000 will buy you a reissue Marshall. It will buy you some kind of Black Star. Whatever modern amps there are, it certainly wouldn't stretch to a Friedman or a Two-Rock or anything of quality. It's going to buy you an amplifier that's potentially made in Vietnam from materials that are perhaps not the best. So anyway, let's go into Reverb and see what we can find. Okay, so I'm going to open up a browser here. Chrome. Go into Reverb. And I am indeed in the UK. Accept. Right. Fender Twin Reverb. What have we got? Now, these things are all reissues. So these are reissues of a blackface amplifier from, say, 65. Fender 65 Twin Reverb. I'm only going to look in the UK because I understand the price is a bit better. Okay, so that's a reissue amplifier. Printed circuit board. Has all the downsides of a modern amplifier. Not a bad amplifier, but not what I'm looking for. So where are the Silverfaces? Ooh, there's one. Oh, there's one as well. Okay, click, click, click. That's a 68 custom Twin Reverb, 100 watts, so that's a reissue. That thing, oh, we'll look at it because it's interesting. There's a Silverface. There's a Silverface. That's a Twin Reverb 2. So that's a later model than the Silverface. It went to black panel, and then Paul Rivera, I think that's how you pronounce his name, helped Fender out with slightly more modern metal amplifiers when kind of hair metal was a thing. Look at it anyway. That one is well, I'm not even going to click on that because that's just a wreck. And I think that's the same amplifier, just listed twice. That's a red knob version, the Twin. So that's when they tried to get a bit more modern with all their built-in choruses and distortions and so forth. So I'm not going to look at that. We're not interested in that. There's a silver panel, silver face. There's another one, but that's from 1969. Quite a good price though. Not what we're looking for. Moving on, there's one from 1970, and these are all reissues, and that's that. This one, this is what you get these days. Tone Master. So it's a computer. It's a modeling amplifier. Bish. No thanks. So this one is a 1970. You can tell from the description on the front panel, Twin Reverb amp. So that then changed into Twin Reverb, like this. So you can see it there, Twin Reverb. So as soon as you see Twin Reverb amp, you see the tailed logo. You know it's kind of like pre-72, 71, 70. Well, the description says 1970. So I believe that. Now, it depends what kind of condition it's in. And I would have thought that this would start approaching collectability. 2,268. See? Prices are going up. Because people think, oh, it's closer to the Beatles, kind of like drip edge, blackface, circuit and so forth, right? Which is fair enough, but that's not what we're interested in. That's a lot of money, 2,000. That's 740. See the difference? 740. This is not a piece of shit, right? This is I can actually see the tail, the Made in the USA logo. So it's a later 70s one. The description says 78. Okay, that sounds fine. Mine's a 78. Let's get some pictures of it. Looks in decent condition. Grill cloth is okay. Original speakers. Confirm it's 135 watts. Well, let's get another picture. See, 135 watts underneath the speaker connection. That means it's ultralinear. Somebody has gone onto the 260 tap on the mains transformer. Fair enough. They're just trying to maybe reduce the voltages on the secondary side of the transformer. But that reduces all the voltages to the preamp valves. It reduces the heater voltage. You don't really need to do it, but it's not a bad thing. If you switch to 220, then plugged it into 240, then you're going to get problems. But all that does is loosen the strain on all the components by putting to 260. But personally, I would run it in 240. That's what it's meant to do. So you can see that it's got output tubes matching and hum balance. So to explain, hum balance is the heater hum. So this is the electrical buzz or the electrical noise ingress into the heaters, and you can cancel them out by phase cancellation. So all you would do would be to turn the amplifier up and listen to any sort of electrical sizzle, and then adjust so that the sizzle becomes zeroed out. The output tubes matching is all about what Fender used to do when output valves became a bit harder to come by. They were, finding it harder to find a matched output valves, a quartet. So what you could do there is mix and match valves. So you could take sort of like a pair and another pair and put them in a position where you've got one pair here and here, and the other pair here and here, and because that is a push pair and that is a pull pair, you could then use the output tubes matching to balance the current going through each of those two pairs, so the hum would go away. So it allowed you to use different output valves and not get any hum. Now today we've got pretty decent valves. I mean, a limited supply, but they're all well matched, and you can get a good match of valves from suppliers. So you could actually get this modified to not only have hum reduction on disparate pairs, but you could also put a bias control in here, so you could actually adjust bias as well, because these amplifiers don't have that by default. So it's always worth putting a bit of work into them. And you can see this amplifier's got the original speakers, which is good. It all looks original. There's the serial number, so that doesn't look too bad at all. You'd obviously want to solder these on rather than just because these can pop off and become corroded and so forth. So a solder joint's a much better way of doing it. If you're to look at this code here, not sure how to read that. It's upside down anyway. That could be the manufacturer's number. 37, maybe. And then 78, so that's week 50 of 1978. Yep. So this is an amplifier from 78 indeed. Original speakers. Obviously, the reverb function is not working currently. Okay, serviced in 2020. They're always going to need work, right? But £740, look. 740 quid. What could that buy you? Right, I'll show you. Go to guitar. Right, here we go. And let's look at amplifiers. Can we choose a price range? There we go. Okay, a 600 to £1,000. Right, what can we buy? Pishy PCB amps, right? A Tone Master, no thanks. A Blues Junior, £769 for that. No. Some sort of crappy Vox made in Vietnam, no. Another PCB Fender, except it's an actual valve one. But what is that? Like 5 watts or something? Marshall, fake Marshall, another Blues Junior. Should be a fire resistant covering because they'll just burst into flames at any moment. Some sort of like fake Marshall with a PCB, 800 quid for a 20 watt amp. That'll be too loud anyway, right? I mean, it's not as if you're sort of going to be able to use this in your house. It's still 20 watts, and it'll sound crap until you turn it all the way up. Whereas that will sound brilliant at any volume because it's got a massive volume and it's not designed to be some sort of raging distortion beast. You can put a distortion pedal in front of it, right? What else can you buy? A Mini Jubilee, £849. A Jazz Chorus, 40 watt Jazz Chorus. I mean, they're all kind of like a guitar cabinet for £629. A Black Star for £900 with a fake power supply, a switched mode power supply. I don't think so. A Laney 3 watt for £700. Even that will be too loud for your house, right? Really? I mean, 3 watts is loud. I've got a 5 watt Fender Champ and it's way too loud for a flat, right? You're never going to get an amplifier turned up all the way in a domestic setting, right? Which is why if you buy one of these, you can turn it down. You've got all the low end and the clarity and the power that you can feel at low volumes because it's a proper amplifier, right? 740 quid in Oxford. Go talk to Harriet. Yeah, okay. Well, you need to be particularly determined to buy this one. Although some people swear by them. I would say, see, it comes from 1983 to 86, right? So that's immediately after the Silverface era. Okay, someone's going to be absolutely desperate. 5 months ago. No, if nobody wants the Silverface ones, then there's even fewer want one of these. But is it a bad amp? No. It's a valve amp. I'm not sure if it's PCB. I'm not saying PCB is bad, mind you. Okay, I don't know about that. I'm not an expert in these. I've played one, but I'll just leave that one. So what else have we got? 135 watts, but look at the state of it. So if it looks like that from the outside, has it been attended to inside? So they're Jensen speakers, non-original speakers. It is a later ultralinear with the Made in the USA underneath there. It's in absolutely shabby condition, so even if you're to renovate the electronics, you're still going to end up with an amp that looks like this, right? And there's plenty of others in the market, so I'll say goodbye to that one. This one is an ultralinear. Not in the best of shapes. It's got JBL speakers, so I guess about £400 of that price is the speakers. Any offers? Nope. Listed 4 months ago. Not to say that the actual JBLs are in any decent shape or anything like that. It's slightly unoriginal. It's not got the silver caps on the handle. Okay, again, I mean, nobody takes any pictures of the internals. I don't know why. Okay, I'll say no to that one. Yeah. Has someone painted this black? Not sure, maybe. Maybe it came with that cover. £900 2 years ago. Nobody wants it. And I don't want it either. I want that one. This one looks nice. So what is this? 72 to 76. 100 watts. As soon as you see 100 watts, you know it's not ultralinear. Not a bad thing. The ultralinears are cheaper because idiots think it's a bad amp. So you can pick them up for even cheaper. £1,200, 15% price drop. Listed 2 years ago. Nobody wants it. Especially at that price, right? At 1200, you've got, well, let's see what you got at 1200. £1,200. Well, you're getting into sort of like half decent territory here. I'm not sure about the tone gain. 5 watts. You could get something quite decent. There's a Victory amp for 1200, right? So you're getting into the territory where you actually get some half decent amps. So yeah, I don't think that's offer 800, and Stephen Drumbum might be tempted. There's not been any offers, and it's been on the market for 2 years. So there's another one. 100 watt 70s, so that's a non-ultralinear. It looks like it's been thrown around in the back of a van for a couple of years. Grief. The original speakers. Yeah, I'd be wanting to see gut shots of that thing. But I don't know why he's taking the speakers out of it. Another vintage sets Fender speakers. Full working order. There's a bit of a crackle whilst warming up, but it soon settles down. Okay, yeah, this needs a service. So he's wanting £1,000 and probably an extra £250 for servicing. Could just be valves, but you never know. So that's nope. This is a shop that's done that, right? Because the pictures are half decent. And I like the purple lights. So 77, the early ultralinears potentially. Let's see. Okay. Can always tell an ultralinear because they say 135 watts. There we go. 135 watts. Hum balance, output tubes matching. Okay, this is an ultralinear. Very good. 1300. I think not. I know they need to make their profit and everything, and I'm sure this is a shop, right? All American made. In storage for a while. But someone really looked after it until they put it to storage. And then time may not have looked after it very well. The mice might have got in. So they're not actually saying that this has been looked into by their tech or anything. So it's been in storage. They can't be bothered sorting out or making it electrically safe or anything. So I would offer them 800 and explain, well, if there's something wrong with it, I'll need to get it fixed. and ask them for a PAT test, ask them for a certificate of electrical safety, because they're responsible. They cannot sell it if it's not electrically safe. So start asking the difficult questions, and that price is just going to plummet. Okay, so there's one. Nope, not that one. There's one. That's nice. Okay, and that one there, it's too expensive. 740 quid. That's the kind of price you should be looking for, right? Let's look at eBay. And we look for Fender Twin Reverb. Oh, really? Okay. So clicky, click. There's another red knob twin that someone's going to be £389 on an auction with 5 days left. So the red knob twin's not a bad amplifier. You got to be a bit of an oddball to want one, though. So this is the one that came immediately after the Silverface. So let's just have a look at it. When you see something like that, that could possibly be what they call the evil twin. 1981 Fender Twin Reverb. So this is when they went right back to the blackface aesthetics. So it's like a Silverface, except, well, I'm not sure there's a huge amount of difference there. Still 135 watts, so it's still ultra linear. Line recording, output tubes matching, hum balance. Okay. I mean, I wouldn't discount these either. I've not had any personal experience with them. I know the Silverface amps, but not sure about this. So let's have a look back in the results. Interesting. 77. Okay, that's in America. And these are all. That's a reissue 68. That's a Tone Master. So that's a modeling amplifier. So forget that. Super Twin. Grief. Okay, now this is an interesting amplifier. If you think the 135 watt ultra linear is too loud, then this thing, if I'm correct, is just outrageous. They're quite rare. Let's have a look at it. Super Twin. Okay. Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is this the one with six L6s? What's it rated at? Yeah. Oh, look at this. The Fender Super Twin Reverb from the 1980s is a vintage guitar amplifier with a classic Twin Reverb model design, perfect for electric guitar players. Yeah, well, no shit, Sherlock. Made in the United States, this combo features 2 channels delivering the iconic Fender sound. Yeah, well, I refuse to buy anything with a lazy AI description like that. You can f*** off. Excuse my French. So I don't care what it is. I'm just, the AI immediately turned me off. Fender Twin app. 1 picture. 77. Nope. Are you trying to sell your amplifier, or? I mean, it's Okay, this is 1980. So this is towards the latter years of the original Silverface. I've just seen the seller is CS Edinburgh, Edinburgh. Oh, yeah. So I'm in Edinburgh. Gosh. 720 quid. 720 quid. What's and 68 pence. Or you could buy some crappy Fender Sonic. You can't, you know, it's you could buy two of those Fender Twins for one little sister amplifier, right? Would it be? Is that twice as good? Don't think so. Certainly not twice as loud. This looks very nice indeed, and it's in Edinburgh. Okay, 1980. Not sure that's the original foot switch, because I think they should be silver. Comes with a cover. Nice. Not with the original speakers. Some warehouse ET65s at some point. Well, that's because the speakers in this era weren't particularly good. I've not got original speakers in mine either. Not bad, actually. I would seriously consider this. If I didn't have one already, and I live in a flat, and the floor might collapse at some point with all my amplifiers. There it is. It's beastly. So this is quite cool. So there we go. Okay. What's this one? London. 75. It's not an ultra linear. Looks very nice though. So you can tell if I expand this out, right? You can see it's got. Wait a minute. See if I can find a better picture of the back panel. Hum balance. So that is the heater hum balance. It's not a hum, it's more of an electrical buzz. And then hum balance is the output tubes matching. So this will stop a high frequency buzzing from the heaters, and the hum balance fixes the problems with mismatched pairs of output valves. But it looks very good indeed. It's got the original speakers. I would check them to make sure they're good. It looks very clean. Should say 100 watts. Yeah, it does there, see? 4 ohm. It's always 4 ohm with Fender twin speakers. Every Fender amp had an 8 ohm speaker. So 2 in parallels, 4 ohms. Single Fender amps, 8 ohm speakers, like a Deluxe Reverb, 8 ohm. But twins were always 4 ohms. Send and return. Okay. Somebody has modified this for an effects loop. Really? Why? Okay. Oh, so it's been modified, so potentially it's had some modifications done to inside. Now that is the correct foot switch. That silver one. So, not sure what that. Oh, maybe it's just really dirty. Maybe I'm actually looking at the wrong amp. Okay, it was that amp that had the darker one. Yeah, that is grotty. That. Yeah. So there you go. Well, let's get back to the. So that's a potential. 100 watt, non-ultra linear, master volume push pull. Ultra linear, master volume push pull, but the ultra linear gives you that extended high end and the crystal clear clarity and the sparkle that you can't get from any other amp. £720, £740, 873. Bargains.